All right, give us a quick introduction.
Hey guys, April Zilg here. I am 33 years old. I hail from North Carolina. I am currently and very temporarily living in California, but will be headed back to North Carolina shortly. I have been paddling for 8 years now. It'll be 9 soon. Almost a decade of not dominance.
A decade of being there.
I hope people get the joke. It's a good movie.
What is the longest distance that you have ever paddled
The longest distance I
and or
have
raced?
paddled, I did last year my first California River Quest, or no, just the yeah.
Yeah, Cal River Quest.
So I did my first 100-mile race, and that was, I opted to do it in the outrigger canoe because I'm not like a sucker for pain or anything. I thought it would be more fun and a little faster. And it was a blast. I loved it. So 100 miles one day, I finished in 10 hours and 50 minutes, and I was the first across the line out of all craft and all gender.
And who was the second across the line?
Also, a female came second across the line in a surf ski.
Very exciting. The toughest course or route you have ever paddled?
The toughest course I have ever paddled. So this is a 50-50, right? So one is a race and the other is not. Hands down, the hardest thing I have ever done is the Red Bull heavy water. Before that, it was about 6 years ago, we did a race. It was supposed to be a downwind, and they didn't have the permits, bless their hearts, to run the course in the opposite direction if the wind happened to be out of the wrong direction. And of course, lo and behold, it was the wrong direction. And so we set off into the Atlantic Ocean, paddling north into a 30-mile-an-hour headwind with 8-foot swells and a small craft advisory. And I hadn't been paddling that long, and I thought I was going to die. And the safety boat was only 8 feet long, and our paddle boards were 12, and that was the scariest thing I had ever done until Red Bull. And then Red Bull did just that. And so Red Bull was hard, and Red Bull was challenging, and it was crazy. But there were safety boats there, and I never felt like my life was in danger. However, here's the real answer to this question. I went to Puerto Rico, and I was paddling with Jorge Quintana, and him and Martin and I went for a downwind as the sun was just setting. And I was like, okay, we'll make it. The sun set in the first 15 minutes of the downwinder. We were out there for another hour and a half in pitch black darkness. I have never been so mad at someone who wasn't my husband before. That is all.
That is it?
That's all.
What does paddling give to you? A break from your husband.
Paddling gives me, it's just structure. It's a thing to do. I want to stay fit and I want to be healthy, because before I started paddling, I was neither of those things. I was overweight and I was unmotivated, and I didn't have anything. And paddling, just going out every day, it is the one thing that I enjoy to do that keeps me goal oriented and keeps me fit and keeps me motivated. So paddling gives me motivation.
Building upon this, what is a moment you will always remember with obviously a paddle focus?
A paddling focused moment that I will always remember. Actually, you know what? I think when Tanvi came over from India, to see that kind of come full circle, for her to see like, hey, you know, women can be professional athletes. And then we organized that GoFundMe to bring her over for the Carolina Cup and the SUP Surf Pro-Am, and she had a really great time. And I did too. I enjoyed having her over here for that week and just seeing her like be a part of the SUP culture, which, I mean, everybody had watched her finish at the ISA World Champs in Fiji, and when she crossed the line, like that was a big moment. So
Very cool. What is the biggest title you have won?
I don't know. I don't know. It depends on who you ask, because there's like 20 different organizations that organize SUP stuff.
Okay, what are a couple big
So
titles that you
I
know
know,
of off the
like
top of your head?
throw out who's counting this week. I'm a Pan American Surfing Games SUP technical race gold medalist.
Okay.
That sounds schnazzy. I'm a World Paddle Association 2014 world champion.
Yep.
I am the 2019 APP
APP.
and World Paddle Association US champion, and second place in the world. I'm world runner-up on the APP tour. I'm actually kind of the most proud of my win though in the OC1 at Hood River Gorge Downwind Champs.
That was a big one.
That was big for me. That was me happy.
What is your favorite place to paddle?
Wherever I'm at that exact moment.
So if you're in the White Sands desert, then you're paddling there?
Yes. I like warm, clear, blue waters.
During the daytime?
I do. During the day, no nighttime downwinds past pitch black. That was horrible.
And obviously, most fitting for this interview, have you paddled the 11 City Tour?
I did. It was one of the first races I ever did. It was go big or go home, right? I believe it was 2011?
12.
2012. I did paddle the Holland 11 Cities Tour, and I was third place that year only because there were only 3 women in the race.
Well, there weren't 3 women, but there were 3 women registered to the race category.
Yes, there were 3 women in the racing category, and I was the third out of us. If you ain't first, you're last, Ricky Bobby. I have done it before. I will be back to do it again. I don't know what year, but it was fun. I loved it. Just cows after cows after cows, and I love cows. And I love paddling, so why not?
Very cool.
Thanks for watching, guys. Go check out all the other interviews. I've been watching them. Tons of fun, tons of cool stuff to pick up. You can learn something from everybody. And that's what we do.